And it says, only as a last resort. It doesn't say don't beat them. And so the point is that, once again, there's not any one single voice speaking in this religion, and the nature of the book is such that these violent elements are always going to be there. Because even if it is just a will to power, it is firmly rooted in and justified by the book, the Quran. And so until there's a wholesale reevaluation of the Quran, we're going to be up against this problem. Yes, sir.
I have a son in college, and I followed the story about the UNC,
Yes.
had to read that book. And I've also been following a story about Campus Watch by Daniel Pipes, who's identified what he considers a bias in Middle Eastern studies.
Yes.
Can you comment on those subjects? Or?
Sure. I don't know that I would be able to say anything about the North Carolina case that you haven't already heard, but the thing that most concerns me about it, as you probably already know, the translation of the Quran that was chosen for this course was only the early revelations. When I first started reading the Quran, over 20 years ago, when I was at the University of North Carolina, although it wasn't an assignment, I was just reading it because I was interested, I was entranced by the early revelations. I don't think there's any point in making any secret about that there's a lot of beautiful things in there. Very appealing things. It's only when you get to the later, the early revelations, by the way, are in the back of the book, if you read the Quran, because they put it's arranged from the longest to the shortest chapters, and the early revelations are all pretty short. Anyway, it's only when you get to the later ones, which were written when after Muhammad's initial message was rejected, that you start to get into these really disquieting passages, such as the ones I quoted, and many others. And that being the case, to only give people the early ones is to give them the most attractive possible representation of Islam. And so what's going to be the result? I mean, we need to be realistic about this. Christianity and the traditional religions of the West, Judaism, are being rejected and ridiculed and discredited in the media all the time, and then they get this. Well, isn't it going to be appealing to anyone? And so is the Chapel Hill faculty promoting the establishment of a religion? Well, I think we can make a case for it, certainly. And what was the other one, the bias?
Thing. Have you heard that?
What in particular about it?
Well, he feels that the Middle Eastern studies academic programs have been hijacked by people with one
Oh,
view.
yeah, no doubt about it.
And so he set up a website that identifies actions or people who have done what he thinks are very biased
yes,
talks or whatever.
Well, I just don't think there's any doubt about that. That all you have to do is, well, for example, one of the reviews of my own book in a Canadian newspaper said